Everybody back? All right. Next up is the consent agenda. Do you have a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote. Alderwoman Cisco,
Yes.
Alderman Bullerjack,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
and Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Next up is public comment. Let's see who first. Mr. Eddie Fleetwood, come on up.
Can you hear me? So I'm gonna speak a bit about the proposed city budget that's being offered for this year. It was published that there's a 29% budget increase for this coming up year versus last year. This is on top of another 17% from what I've been told from the previous years, with a total of a 46% increase in budget in the last 2 years. It's pretty exceptional amount of money in my opinion. I don't see very many budgets increasing by 50% when a budget does increase. One of the biggest concerns for me is the merit increases. I've worked several government jobs. Federal, worked for the DOD, Missouri Guard, worked in the state at the Public Defender's Office, worked at Montauk State Park as a state employee, worked in local governments at the prosecutor's office. None of those jobs did I have a merit increase. I think the COLA, I can't argue against the COLA increase, but I don't know how we're gonna justify a merit increase. I mean, I'm in the Air Force, so we have a report that's done on a 2-year basis that ranks out how you are performing in your career field. Get no merit increase, no matter how well I rank on that. I understand the argument is to maintain employees. I get that. My concern is if we're trying to do this to maintain employees, if they don't get that merit increase, you're gonna lose that employee anyway. I mean, they're gonna go seek that job that's got the better pay anyway. If we're all us paying more already and they don't get that merit increase, what's gonna keep them from going to Raleigh anyway? It just seems kind of, I don't wanna say inflated, but that's kind of the first word that comes to me in regards to the merit increase. The $20,000 pilot lounge upgrades, I get it. It's outdated. I don't necessarily know that that is a need that needs to be done right now. It's a want, and there's a distinction between a want and a need. We're all well-educated individuals. I think we understand what the difference between a want and a need is. I think there's more important things going on in this city, like roads, fire hydrants, infrastructure, that $20,000 needs to be put towards. Then $10,000 for AV equipment, for videoing. City's already started doing that. And as far as I can tell, it's not worth $10,000 at this current moment. Again, it's a want versus a need. It's being done right now without that $10,000. Let's save that for a time where we have a surplus. I see my time's done. I appreciate your attention.
Thank you. Next up, Mr. Steve Everard.
Quickly, as to the budget, I agree with everything that Eddie said. And there, I see 8 or 10 areas that we're gonna spend money on that I think we can hold back. So I would hope that you will not approve this budget that you're gonna talk about tonight. In the case of Trent Dooley and Macy, you all know who that is, for the $35,000 bill. I'd like to read just something out of the minutes from a meeting where this sort of thing was addressed, and it's under the title of Proposed Scope of Work for Utility Billing System Performance Audit. It says that the consultant shall compile historical data 60 months and conduct a comprehensive review of billing information. Consultant shall evaluate the results of the data, checks, and make judgments on additional steps to take. At a minimum, the consultant shall identify errors related to meter reading errors, charges billed for incorrect or non-existent services, system malfunctions or meter malfunctions, clerical errors in bill computations, wrong factors applied, incorrect tax charges. And I'd like to know if this was ever done, if this audit was actually made. But regardless of that, virtually every one of these that are supposed to be investigated apply to this Dooley's $35,000 bill that these people are out of their home because the water was shut off. And we've got better information as to how to handle this than the way it's being done. So I'm gonna ask that you people consider this and get those people back, get the water back on into their house so we can look at this. And I can't even do a meter check now because the water is shut off. So I'd ask for that. And incidentally, I talked with the Utilities Service Director of the city of Cuero, Texas. I've never heard of it before. They've tried to use the NextGrid AMI for the electric and the water for almost 8 years now. The electric, they said, and this is their words, is finally reading good, but not perfect. They've given up on the NextGrid water and are currently exploring a system similar to this Neptune system that you guys have the proposal for.
Steve, your time
Yes.
is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have the request for road closure. David Little. Lytle? Lytle? All right.
I know my wife was up here just recently. My vendors talked me into changing the date because they thought it was gonna pour down rain that day, so I had 32 vendors calling me, telling me, hey, we gotta not do it this day. And of course, I went, all right, fine, we won't do it, and it was perfectly sunny. But they wanna do it for the 29th, which is this coming Saturday, I wanna say. We tried to get you on last week, but I guess we didn't do the right process to get in here before you. But that's basically all I'm here for, is just to make sure we can close the road for that day around Courthouse Square again.
Do we know if there's, excuse me, my allergies are so bad. Do we know if there are any other events happening downtown this weekend or anything that would interfere with that?
I don't believe, I always try to check and see what we have going on in the area before I do, but I could be wrong.
Perfect. I don't have anything on my calendar.
Anybody else have any questions? All right. This time, do I have a motion to accept the request for road closure?
Can you remind us the streets again? Is it?
It's just 4th, Iron, and 5th, so it's like you right around the courthouse. We don't block the main traffic flow, just right there.
And at what times?
We shortened it up, so we're not doing it early, we're doing from noon to 6, and that's pretty much it.
I would move to approve the street closure request.
I would second that.
If there are no further questions, I will call for the vote. Alderman Bullerjack.
Yes.
Alderwoman Cisco.
Yes.
Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
And Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Next up is trailer court license approval.
Evening. Evening. Well, I'll tell you what, I had the papers, and I think I gave them all to you guys earlier, but I meant to keep one for myself. Okay, I can see that almost. The first trailer court license we have is, Central Missouri Investments, and they're located on, at 701 South Pershing. They completed their application, in a timely fashion. I went through there and gave an inspection. There were some minor things that need to be, addressed, but, nothing that would, in my opinion, keep from getting the license or even, postponing it. It was just a few rentals and porches need to be, secured better. That was pretty well it. So I would recommend that one for approval. If you wanna hear both right now, I'll just go ahead and rattle them on.
Yeah,
The other one was for, trailer park at, 101 North Park, owned by, St. Paul Properties, or Glenn St. Paul.
Yeah.
He also got his, application turned in, I think, the same day or the day after, so.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I can do most of these off the top of my head. Anyway, I went through there, did an inspection. That place looks tremendously better than it has the last couple of years. Again, still a few things that need to be probably addressed or touched up on, but I'm gonna give both of those owners, kind of a punch list of things that we need to keep up with. And, but again, I don't see any issues there enough to keep from postponing or even getting a license. I would recommend both of them. You have any questions for me?
I don't, does any of the board members have any questions?
Thank you.
All right. This time, do I have a motion to approve the trailer court license?
I move to approve the trailer court license for Central Missouri Investments in Glen St. Paul.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
There's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote. Alderman Boyd,
Yes.
Alderman Whalen,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
and Alderwoman Cisco.
Yes.
Next up, we got the tabled item for the Lake Protection Program policy.
Mayor, do you need me to address this item? This is the same one we discussed last meeting.
And just touch up briefly, please.
Okay, so this goes along with the Servline bill protection policy that goes into effect July 1. It was previously recommended by Utility Committee to approve this policy along with the rest of the program. We have had a lot of discussion about it. Again, the program goes into effect July 1, so next week. So we do need to have the policy approved that goes along with it, so.
Okay.
And the policy is what identifies what a eligible leak is for the program.
And I believe the city's not making any money off of this from what I've seen on social media.
That is correct, that is correct. The
Always.
$2.35 for a residential customer goes straight to the company. There's nothing that the city keeps.
Okay. This time I'll open it up for board discussion.
I think this would be a good program available to the citizens that want to participate. If they don't want to, they can always opt out. I do believe if they do change their mind later, they can always join back in. They just need to call the number, is that correct? And then wait like 30 days or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the wait time, but they can rejoin. Also, within the first year, they can opt out. And if they've not had a claim against the program and they choose to opt out during that first 12 months, then the company will refund what they've paid in.
Anything else? All right. This time, do I have a motion for the leak protection program policy?
I move to approve the leak protection program policy.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Well, if there's no further discussion, I'll call for the vote. Alderman Bolerjack,
Yes.
Alderwoman Cisco,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
No.
and Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Next up is the first and second readings. We'll start off with bill number 3610.
Bill number 3610, an ordinance to allow the subdivision of 705 North Henderson, lots 29, 30, and 31 of Block 4 of Holloway's addition to the city of Salem, Dent County, Missouri, Section 13, Township 34 North, Range 6, west of the 5th PM, James and Sheridel Nicholson, owners. Permission to read by caption.
Yes, please.
Bill number 3610, an ordinance to allow the subdivision of 705 North Henderson, lots 29, 30, and 31 of Block 4 of Holloway's addition to the city of Salem, Dent County, Missouri, Section 13, Township 34 North, Range 6, west of the 5th PM, James and Sheridel Nicholson, owners.
Thank you. This time, I will open it up for board discussion. Jerry, do you want to chime in?
Need an explanation of this, I know there's a short one there on the staff summary. Essentially, we had a planning and zoning held a public hearing regarding this subdivision. It's a pretty good sized lot, well actually it's 3 lots, making up 1 parcel. The subdivision would split the 3 lots all in half, creating another parcel altogether. I actually have a plat if you'd like to look at it.
Please.
I left enough to pass out, so.
Get that one.
Anyways, you look at that, the resulting parcel would be plenty big enough to build a residential structure on. I think, there's an interested buyer that the intention is to build a single family residence. Anyway, we had the public hearing, there was no, opposition to it. The board did vote unanimously to, recommend the subdivision to y'all.
Thank you, sir.
All right, at this time, do I have a motion to accept bill number 3610?
I would move to approve bill number 3610.
Do I have a second?
I'd second that.
There's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote. Alderwoman Cisco,
Yes.
Alderman Whalen,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
and Alderman Bolerjack.
Yes.
All right, next up is bill number 3611.
Bill number 3611, an ordinance to allow the subdivision of Lot 3 of Scenic Rivers Plaza subdivision, a subdivision located in the city of Salem, county of Dent, Missouri, by the plat thereof recorded as document number 20191086, Ridge Properties 1 LLC owner. Permission to read second caption.
This is the one behind River West.
Yes.
Do your second reading, please.
Bill number 3611, an ordinance to allow the subdivision of Lot 3 of Scenic Rivers Plaza subdivision, a subdivision located in the city of Salem, Dent, county of Dent, Missouri, by the plat thereof recorded as document number 20191086, Ridge Properties 1 LLC owner.
Thank you. This time I'll open it up for discussion.
Just to clarify too on this one, at that same, meeting as we talked about just a second ago, public hearing was held regarding the subdivision of this piece of property here. Again, there was no opposition to the subdivision. The lot is currently, I think, 6 acres. Is that right? Or am I trying to remember off the top of my head here? And that would almost split it in half, for commercial, probably retail space, both of them. Commission then voted unanimously to recommend that to y'all for approval.
Anybody got anything else? All right, this time do I have a motion for bill number 3611?
I make a motion to approve Bill 3611.
Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you. If there's no further discussion, I will call for the vote. Alderman Whalen,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
Alderman Bolerjack,
I will abstain from voting.
Alderwoman Cisco.
I also move to abstain from voting.
I got authority on one bill. I will move to approve and break the tie.
Thank y'all.
$35. Airmail.
Thank you, Jared.
All right, moving right along. Next up is bill number 3616.
Bill number 3616, an ordinance adopting an annual budget for the city of Salem, Missouri beginning July 1, 2024, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto. Permission to read second caption.
Yes, please.
Bill number 3616, an ordinance adopting an annual budget for the city of Salem, Missouri beginning July 1, 2024, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto.
Thank you. This time I'll open it up for board discussion. Okay.
I will just say, appreciate staff's time for developing this budget and all the committees and boards involved for their input and recommendations to us on this here. And what's being presented to us is a balanced budget, and there's a lot of projects involved going on in this fiscal year. And pretty much what this budget is, it's a work plan with a dollar sign attached to it. So I just want to thank everyone for their time for developing this. I think this is a good budget.
And I just add a great presentation from all staff, all the time that you took and all the time and effort that you put into this. You made it a little bit more feasible than what it used to be back in the day with a lot of binders and a lot of numbers with no pictures or color or anything like that. So this time I'll need a motion to approve bill number 3616.
I move to approve bill number 3616.
I will second that.
Is there any other further discussion? I will call for the vote. Alderman Bolerjack,
Yes.
Alderwoman Cisco,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent.
The one, I will come back to you.
Okay. Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Ready for my vote? No.
All right. Next up is the first reading of bill number 3612.
Bill number 3612, an ordinance establishing rates for electric services provided by the city of Salem, Missouri. Bill number 3612, an ordinance repealing chapter 710, article 3, section 710.350 of the city code of the city of Salem, Missouri.
All right.
Okay, so in reviewing our ordinances, prepping for updates to the rates as recommended by the utility committee, I realized or came across the fact that we have 2 sections currently that have rates for sewer rates. And so this is to repeal one of them. This one has older rates that were adopted, I believe, in 2018. The other section that has sewer rates in it, and that is in the staff summary there, it has what are the current rates in it, and it also has all of the utility rates in one chapter, whereas this other section was in a separate chapter. So that's why the recommendation to repeal this section entirely.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Next up is bill number 3613.
Bill number 3613, an ordinance establishing rates for electric services provided by the city of Salem, Missouri.
Okay, so your staff summary talks about the next 3 ordinances. So that's 3613, 3614, and 3615. Per our attorney's recommendations in the past, we break each section of the code into a different ordinance. So the first one is the removal of the service availability rates. So again, this was a recommendation by the utility committee that we leave our kilowatt hour rate the same for electricity and remove the service availability fees. So this first section removes the service availability fee. Let's see, sorry. It keeps the kilowatt hour rate the same, and so it's simply removal of the service availability fee. The second ordinance, same thing, gets rid of the service availability fee. This one is dealing with commercial customers, and then some exceptions that we have in our code currently. So removing that service availability fee for those as well. And then the last ordinance deals with our employment incentive rate, and again, simply removing the service availability fee. So all 3 ordinances, that's what's going on. It's simply the removal of that service availability fee.
Good. Any questions? All right, next up is bill number 3614.
Bill number 3614, an ordinance establishing rates for electric services provided by the city of Salem, Missouri.
Any questions? All right, never hurts to ask.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just asking if they had any questions. It never hurts to ask after reading after the first reading. All right, next up, bill number 3615.
Bill number 3615, an ordinance establishing rates for electric services provided by the city of Salem, Missouri.
And again, any questions from the board? All right, next up is reports of city officials, boards, and committees. Ms. Burbridge, you're up first, ma'am.
So I just want to say thank you to the board for passing the budget. This will, as you mentioned, Mayor, this kind of sets the plan of work for this next year. So we're excited to kind of get some of these things underway and for the projects that we'll be able to wrap up this next year. Other than that, I have no report.
All right. Well, in my report, we've got 4th of July parade coming up. Parade starts at 6 o'clock. The title for it's Let Freedom Ring. I also want to report that the Salem Senior Center is going to have free summer meals for kids and teens younger than 18. Last until August the 20th, no cost for sign-up required. It goes on from 11:30 to 12:30. Dine in only at 604 North McGrath. If you got any, you want any more information, you can call 573-729-8255. 2373. And the last of mine is just a friendly reminder, there's no smoking or vaping on City of Salem property. That includes the ball fields and the parks. I'd like to thank everybody for their cooperation and understanding. That ends it for my report. Next up is Mr. Steve Paines.
Thank you, Mayor, Alderman. This past week, I want to start off with the wastewater treatment plant. We rehired Josh Hunt. He'd moved on to Phelps County and things didn't go so well. Decided he wanted to come back, and so we were allowed to bring him back on. I'm pretty excited. Josh has already put an immediate work plan together to start smoke testing some of our exterior sewage lines, which will help us with I&I infiltration and such. Daily testing continues, preparation for phase 2B modifications. Water department's got, they have a batch of water repair leaks to fix. 5 they've conducted in the past 2 weeks. Continued truck training is going on. Locates continue. Meter repair replacements are being conducted. So, electric department finalized the street lamps on 4th Street. Worked on the lift station at Westwood. Assisted the water department with leak repairs and conducted locates. Construction prepped and poured approach aprons, 2 of them. Worked on a recessed clean out over at Sellers shop down there near Country Mart. Let's see, street department assisted with traffic control for the paving of 2 streets. It turned out really nice. Continued large scale mowing efforts and upkeep of yard waste area. We cleaned out the flower beds on 4th Street, I think for public consumption. Everyone should know that unfortunately, due to things out of our control at this moment, the downtown project, it has not progressed, so they were not putting flowers in the flower beds. We were asked to pull the weeds. There is one shop downtown that does have flowers in their flower bed because they want to maintain them themselves for the 4th of July parade. Cleared sidewalk brush and applied weed killer. Mechanic worked on platform repair at the sewer plant. Like I said, always a team effort with all these guys. Cemetery crews continue to take care of the graves, mowing, and vault setup. So, does anybody have any questions? That's the quick down and dirty.
I'd like to thank the guys for fixing the street lights on 4th Street. If no one's ever noticed, we had received an email from out-of-town customer, had all the street lights from ranging all the way down here to, what is it, close by the Den, or the Salem Public Library. It reached all the way up to the courthouse. And then on the opposite side of the road, had to replace, I think, all the wiring to it. And I'd like to thank those guys. Thank the street department for all that asphalt and they did and reached out to me to make sure that I wasn't in their way. And last but not least, the water department for fixing all the current water leaks that will continue. It's summertime, so you either have most major leaks, whether it's cold, the coldest days of the month, or the hottest days of the month. Thank the sewer treatment guys for all their notifications that I get from DNR from where they're doing their current annual testing. And last but not least, thank the Salem Police Department for their continued increase of patrolling the city. So I think that's all I've got. Still your thunder?
No?
She's looking at me.
I was listening.
Okay.
Hey, I do want to make a notice, and I don't know if he's under you or Melissa. I think he may be under Melissa. Don Smith, he is doing a phenomenal job with the ball fields. Mr. Smith, he's out there when I'm on my way to work, and he's out there when I'm coming back from work, just making sure that everything's top shape. So he's just one that I see out there early in the morning and late at night. So I just want to thank him for going above and beyond.
Roger that. We'll pass it on to Melissa. She had 7 fields going tonight. She wanted to make sure everybody
I'm
was
heading there at 7.
taking care of themselves. So.
Thank you, Steve. All right, Melissa's not here to give a report tonight. Alderwoman Cisco.
Yeah, I want to thank Emily Cook. She is the chamber director. She put on a very good music festival this weekend out at the Commons. The two young bands that was there. They were very talented, and it's a good event to just bring people into Dent County, but also just to give the citizens something to do when it's nice out. And it was a very successful event. So thank you everybody who attended, but also thank you to her for putting on such a successful event. The 4th of July is coming up on us, and we are going to have fireworks, yay. It's been quite a journey. It's been a lot of hard work, so Mrs. Dunn, I do respect you for putting on a show last year. I get how much hard work that is. The gates will open right after, they will be open the entire time, just people probably will not get there until right after the 4th of July parade. You are welcome to come in, hang out. There will be a concession stand open. I believe that the Fair Board is going to be serving barbecue chicken, burgers, hot dogs, sides with that. As well as the fireworks committee, we are going to have a bake sale, and those items will be sold there. We'll also be selling water. We are looking for baskets for a silent auction. So if you personally would like to donate a basket, or if your business would like to donate a basket, please reach out to me. You can email me at my Salem email, my city email, it's Kayla at Salem MO. K Cisco, sorry, I knew that was wrong. It's kcisco at salemmo.com. You can email me there. You can message me on Facebook. I get more messages there than I do through my city email, which is fine. So that's going on. I already have a couple of good baskets. I'm very excited to start sharing those. And then we are going to be doing a 50-50 raffle at the entrance. No, that's not a requirement to enter the gate, but it is something fun just to go ahead and put funds towards next year's fireworks show. We are also looking for water to be donated. So if you want to get a case of water to us, just let us know. We will be accepting those. Other than that, that is all I have. I do want to thank all the ladies and gentlemen on the fireworks committee. It has been a big adventure taking this over, but it's going to be fun. And I want to thank Fleetwood Pyrotechnicians LLC, I think is their actual business name. And they have been a huge help to us just getting this fireworks show started. They've been doing it for a few years with the city. So taking the ropes over and learning has been fun, and they've been very helpful. So that's all I have tonight.
All right, well, thank you. Alderman Bolerjack.
I have no report, but just want to wish everyone a safe and happy 4th of July next week.
Alderwoman Dent.
I have no report.
And Alderman Whalen.
No report.
All right. Just. Let me take that. Sean, do you have the firework ordinance on hand over there? Because if not, I'm going to start researching here.
It is, the dates are from July 1st to July 6th, from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. On 4th of July, it is until midnight that you can let off fireworks. No fireworks on public property, roadways, or motor vehicles.
All right. That's it. Just also another reminder that city offices will be closed the 4th and the 5th. Observe the 4th of July holiday. Other than that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'd move to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I will call for the vote. Alderwoman Cisco,
Yes.
Alderman Bolerjack,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
and Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Thank you all.